Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, her fake pregnancies made headlines.
Accused of swindling by posing as a would-be surrogate mother.
You got old ultrasounds of your children?
Yes.
As proof of your pregnancy?
I did.
She scammed this couple out of thousands.
I wanted to kill that woman.
You didn't pay them back all the money.
Because I can't get a job.
Now, for the first time since they battled in court, they'll face off.
After 5 months, I'm told there is no baby.
I wanted to tell you.
But you didn't.
I have no forgiveness for you.
How long do I have to be punished for this?
You destroyed our lives, you lying bitch.
Let's do it.
Not a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, Peter and Shania say they thought fellow Christian Audrey was the answer to all their prayers when they met her on a surrogacy website. Audrey said she was a married mother of 4, a nurse, and successfully carried 3 other babies for another couple. So they agreed to pay Audrey $10,000 to carry their miracle baby. But their dream turned into a nightmare 5 months later when Peter got a call from police informing him that Audrey was not pregnant and the only thing she was carrying was their cash. In fact, in a story that ended up making headlines, swindling surrogate mom arrested for faking pregnancies, authorities claim Audrey lied about being a surrogate just to scam Peter and Shania out of thousands of dollars.
Audrey now sitting in an Oregon jail accused of swindling by posing as a would-be surrogate mother.
I am asking for $10,000. Thanks and God bless.
It was the God bless that convinced Shania, a deeply religious woman, to agree to pay her to serve as a surrogate mother to bear the child the couple had always wanted.
Something that my wife always dreamt of.
The couple say they took every precaution. They signed a contract. They did a thorough background check on her.
I don't know what more we could have done.
The couples exchanged more than 100 emails and phone calls who investigators say never got pregnant with anyone's baby.
Well, Peter and Shania are understandably furious with Audrey and say she is evil for dashing their dreams of ever having their own child.
My wife and I were scammed by Audrey when she faked that surrogacy with us. She's a very evil woman.
Audrey had told me that she had been a surrogate for a gay couple 3 times in the past. She even sent me pictures of the family. There, I believe, were 2 Caucasians and 1 was African American. The pictures were confusing because both of the fathers were white. It was a red flag, but I just ignored it.
We did a background check on Audrey, and we still got nailed.
That night at the hotel, we discussed transferring the specimen from Peter.
Audrey gave us a sterile specimen jar. We didn't see the kit. I didn't want to be in the room while that happened.
About 21 days after we had met, Audrey had sent me a picture of the pregnancy tests. Audrey kept putting off the ultrasound.
We always had to call her. She never once called us.
I wanted a baby so badly, and I believed 100% in my heart that she was pregnant with our child.
I got a call from a police officer. She says, I hate to tell you this, but there is no baby. This is a scam.
I was devastated, shocked, in denial that there was no baby.
To see my wife break down like that, I wanted to kill that damn woman. I am still angry at her for scamming us.
Well, I'm glad to meet you all, but sorry for the circumstance. I mean, this is obviously terrible.
Yes, it is.
You were desperate to have a child.
Yes, I was.
I mean, this
very.
is something this, particularly you really wanted to do this.
Yes, badly.
When you found her and made the arrangement, this was like huge hope to you, right?
I felt excited that my dream was going to finally come true.
She was on top of the world.
But from the beginning, and I know you shared with us the emails, and Shania's reply to Audrey's surrogacy ad, you replied to it in April, and you said, "We are looking for a traditional surrogate to bring us our miracle baby. And any information regarding costs you can give us would be greatly appreciated." And she responds, right?
Yes, she did.
And she says, "I'm asking for $10,000, $2,500 to be paid immediately as a retainer." And she signs off, "Thanks and God bless."
God bless was like she was a Christian.
Simple as it sounds, but that meant something to both of you, right?
It did, very much so, because I felt I was a Christian and she was a Christian, and I believed everything she said. I had complete 100% faith in her.
So 2 days later, you reach out to her again, and you kind of raise an issue that becomes prophetic. You say, "I've been strung along by 2 scammers so far. We now live in a world that is so full of scammers and prey on the very vulnerable people." And she responds back to you about that and says, "I'm so sorry to hear you dealt with scammers. They kind of ruin it for the rest of us."
Yeah.
So you agreed to meet, and there's no lawyers involved here.
No lawyers.
No lawyers involved, just you, her, and you meet for dinner at a hotel.
And before that, we had, a background check done.
She said she was a nurse. You verified that.
And we verified that she was an actual nurse. She had a nursing license and everything.
The background check was pretty cursory, though, right? I mean, there's not a lot you can check, but
no.
So you pretty much just verified that she was who she said she was, that she was a nurse, she was registered, which is important information to know. I mean,
right.
So you meet at this hotel, and that's where you do the deal. You pay her the money.
Yeah.
You sign a contract that she provided.
Right. Surrogacy
And
contract.
she showed up in her nursing scrubs. So.
Yeah, and has a cup, a specimen cup.
Specimen cup.
And you give her the specimen. She says, I'll do the transfer right here. And you run it. You run the transfer to her.
Yeah, I did that twice that night.
So 21 days later, bingo.
Right.
Yeah.
She's pregnant.
She's pregnant.
Well, you got an email from Audrey that just said, "Hey, congratulations," right?
Yes.
In fact, that's what it said. "Congratulations," exclamation point, or "congratulations," exclamation point, because it was pink and blue. Said, "I didn't know if I should use pink or blue. Good people deserve good things. God bless," smiley face. And attached were pictures of positive home pregnancy tests.
Yep.
I was ecstatic. We are going to have a baby.
And as high as it went, it all came crashing down.
Yes, it did.
Peter and Shania have not seen the woman who scammed them since they were in the courtroom almost 5 years ago. But she is here. She's going to join us right here on stage when we come back.
I never intended on getting pregnant. They brought Peter's specimen to the hotel room. I threw the specimen in the garbage. At the time, I really needed the money. It was extremely difficult to keep the lies going.
And later,
I was just happened in Washington. 3 felonies, 25 to life.
Come on.
Right
How long
on.
do I have to be punished for this?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
CPS said your daughter is in videos and pictures taken in Russell Taylor's house that have been sent to Jarrett Fogel.
The first victim of the Fogel sex scandal to speak out.
Russell would come into the bedroom.
When we were naked.
Yes. I did not know there were hidden cameras.
This was a house of abuse for you.
Yes.
Then on Friday,
I am in love with Kit Morris.
she's married but obsessed with a country star.
I asked if he could take me home.
Anywhere in there did you think, I ought to check in on my husband and kids?
That's Friday.
When I see Audrey, I don't know what my reaction is going to be. I'd love to wrap my hands around Audrey's throat. I hope that the chairs on the Dr. Phil show are bolted down because I might end up throwing one at her.
Well, that was Peter talking about the anger he still feels toward Audrey after she was convicted of a surrogacy scam. Audrey says Peter and Shania trusted her, never asked any questions about her past or medical history, and even agreed to pay her $10,000 to carry their baby. Money she says she desperately needed.
Yeah.
I faked a surrogate pregnancy for the money. The plan was to take the deposit. It was non-refundable. No one was going to get hurt, and that was going to be the end of it. I never intended on getting pregnant. I separated my feelings from it. I didn't consider anybody else in this situation. I found Shania and Peter on one of the surrogacy websites. Shania was very trusting. She didn't ask a lot of questions about my medical history. We had agreed on a $10,000 arrangement with a $2,500 deposit. They would pay me $833 every month. I sent pictures of my kids and pretended that that was a previous surrogacy that I had done. I made arrangements with Shania and Peter to meet them in Portland, Oregon. I downloaded a sample surrogacy contract, and we signed the contract. They brought Peter's specimen to the hotel room for me to get pregnant. I had no intentions of using it. I was in a hurry to leave to catch my flights for family vacation in Washington, D.C., so I threw Peter's specimen in the garbage. The plan was to call them in 2 to 3 weeks and tell them that I took a pregnancy test and it did not work. When I was on vacation, the whole deposit was spent. I'd run out of money at that point. At the time, I really needed the money, so I decided to tell them that I did get pregnant for a month or two and then to tell them that I miscarried. Shania was asking if she could come down and do an ultrasound with me. I kept putting it off. I kept telling Shania that I was too busy. I was planning on telling Shania and Peter that I had miscarried around the 4th or 5th month. I was so disconnected at that point that I really didn't think I was doing anything wrong. It was extremely difficult to keep the lies going. It spiraled out of control.
I'm gonna ask Audrey to come out because I think you're entitled to say what you want to say to her. Fair enough?
Yes.
All right, Audrey, come on out. Audrey, Dr. Phil, how are you?
Good.
Sit right here if you would. I believe you know these folks.
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
You lying bitch. How could you do that? You destroyed our lives.
I am sorry for what I've done. I'm taking responsibility.
What I want to know, Audrey, is how long you were going to carry this out.
I had no
You were in your 5th month.
I had no intentions of carrying it on that long.
We were going to have a baby shower. We asked you if everything was okay. We sent out the invitations. You said it was okay to send out the invitations.
My life at that time was very different. You guys have no idea what was going on in my life, and I'm sorry.
No, you've never told us. You've never given us any answers as to why you did what you did to us.
Because I wasn't allowed to contact you guys.
By who?
The court told me I was not allowed to speak to you guys.
You were supposed to send us an apology letter.
I wrote a 5-page apology letter and gave it to the probation officer to send to you.
Well, he didn't send it to me.
I did. I swear I wrote it. I tried to reach out to you. I asked them to contact you and asked if I could talk to you. And they kept telling me no. I wanted to apologize. I wanted to tell you where I was at and why I did what I did. Because I am sorry.
No.
I truly am.
I can't believe you. You know, you're on the internet. I think you're still scamming people.
Well, Audrey,
I think you're still a lying bitch.
Did you have children, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're dealing here with a couple, with a woman that has said to you, this is our miracle baby. We can't have a child. This is our last chance. This is it for us. We've been scammed. Don't hurt us. So she's waving these flags in your face, and you're saying, come on, God bless you. God bless you. Come on down. Give me your money.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Number one, I wasn't the only one involved in it. And I was broken at the time. I'm taking a lot of pills. I didn't know what to do.
Who else was involved?
I can't say.
Yeah.
But I was not the only one involved.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
I was so broken.
And that excuse?
I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just telling you that that's what I was going through.
Could care less what she was
I
going
was trying
through.
to kill my...
Okay, and you're saying that you weren't... You're saying that there was someone else involved, but you were the only one charged and convicted, correct?
Yep. And I took responsibility for it. I did the probate. I did everything I could to make it... There's not much I can do. I can't go back.
You didn't pay him back all the money.
Because I can't get a job. Nobody will hire me with 5 felonies on my record. I've tried my hardest.
I don't understand why you did what you did. How long were you going to let it go? You kept taking my money.
I did not know how to stop it.
Because the police caught her.
And later...
Do you understand what you put me through?
Why do you think I'm here? Because I understand.
You can't possibly understand.
Stop telling me what I understand, because I am here.
This November, they survived a house of horrors.
Locks on the refrigerator, blood splattered on a wall.
The children speak out for the first time.
You found some guns?
Yeah, we were going to go inside and kill all of them.
This is the month.
Did he kidnap your daughter?
He did. No.
Where anything can happen.
She asked me to come get her.
You're lying.
I'm lying? Why don't you shut the hell up? I'm not going to shut my mouth. If I didn't think I'd go to jail for it, I would go across this 3 feet of floor right here, and I'd take his damn head off.
Shania's family was throwing her a baby shower, and actually had invited me to it. I was supposed to be around 5 months pregnant. Even though I knew I was not pregnant, I told Shania to go ahead and have the baby shower because I did not know how to break it to her that I wasn't pregnant. I knew that I had messed up and I was going to go to jail. I felt like the worst person in the world.
I don't have answers, Audrey. I don't understand why you did what you did. How long were you going to let it go? The only reason you stopped was because you got caught. That's the only reason. You kept taking my money.
I did not know how to stop it because me and you had built a relationship, and I felt bad. I didn't know how to tell you.
Yeah,
at that
and
point.
you were backing off the
And I didn't want to hurt you. Exactly, because I didn't know what to do. I was stuck in a place of...
That's because the police caught her.
I appreciate you being here. I appreciate your willingness to come and face them and answer their questions, because I think them getting some information about this will help them heal, even if they don't feel it right here in the moment. And you didn't have to be here. You didn't have to come and do this. And I do give you credit for that. And this was not a one spur-of-the-moment bad decision that you made, because this did stretch out across 5 months. You first had to place an ad, which you put up. That was one time. Then you had to answer and carry on this conversation. Was it you carrying on the conversation with her? You said you felt...
Part of the time, and part of the time it wasn't.
But you said you had a relationship with her. You had a bond with her that you, not someone else, but you didn't know how to quit because you had a relationship with her.
I didn't really care about her.
Somebody else was writing the emails?
Encouraging emails to me?
I did not write all those emails at all.
You have got to be me. Really?
I did not write all those emails.
You're going to blame them on somebody else.
No, I'm taking responsibility for what I did. But I'm not going to say it was just me. But I still take responsibility for it. I still feel guilty. Why do you think I asked to be here? Because I still feel bad.
You know, I wish this happened in Washington, you know? You know why? Because in Washington, with 3 felonies, it's 25 to life.
I have to go to life for this? Come on.
You should have gotten more punishment than what you got for what you did to me.
Now was it you
That's not what you said in the emails that we've talked back and forth. That's not at all what you said.
Was it you that altered the ultrasounds?
It was me that altered the ultrasound.
So you got old ultrasounds. Were they of your children?
Yes.
So they were your ultrasounds from your children, and you altered the dates.
I did.
And the identifying information, and you sent those as proof of your pregnancy.
I did.
I never saw any ultrasounds.
I thought they were sent to you.
Not to us.
Not to us.
Well, we'll talk about that. You also found out that Peter had to have heart surgery, correct?
I did.
So you knew that every penny they had, every amount of money
dime
that they could scrape together was going towards him having to have heart surgery.
Which was even harder to tell you guys at that point. How was I supposed to tell you guys? And I wanted to tell you.
But you didn't.
I didn't. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't know how to
The only thing
stop.
that got her through me being in the hospital with all the complications was knowing that she had a baby coming.
Was knowing I had that baby coming.
And you just up and destroyed it. You're looking for forgiveness. I have no forgiveness for you. None at all.
Well, interestingly enough, Audrey says that she would not forgive herself for this. Shania says that although she trusted Audrey 100%, there were plenty of red flags along the way. We're going to find out what they were and why Shania overlooked them. We'll answer that question when we come back. Did you fess up to the police? Did you tell them the truth?
Yeah.
Because I looked at the police reports. There was a couple in New Zealand.
I had a prior medical procedure done. I had a doctor, and he asked me if I ever wanted to have children again at that point. He says it could be near to slim that it might happen. We told Audrey this, and she said she'd been through this before, and it still does happen. So I was surprised that Audrey got pregnant.
Well, that was Peter talking about a major health problem they ignored during what they thought was a legitimate surrogacy deal because his wife Shania wanted a baby so badly. But that was not the only thing she overlooked. Shania says convicted scammer Audrey claimed to be a surrogate mother for another couple and even sent a picture of 3 children she carried for them. And there were 2 Caucasian children.
2 Caucasian children.
And 1 African-American child.
And 1 African-American child. And the couple was both Caucasian.
And you didn't send that picture?
I did not send that picture.
So someone that was working with you?
Yes.
Sent that picture?
Yes.
Okay, sent that picture. And are you saying that you did this against your will? Or are you saying that you were just in a bad situation and made some bad choices? Because I think they want to know. Were you forced into doing this, or were you?
I was not forced into do it. At the time, my mind was really messed up, and I just said, okay. I didn't really think about what it was going to cause.
Okay, this is great. Cool. Yeah. Right on.
How long do I have to be punished for this? I mean, I made a mistake. I'm trying to make amends. I'm trying to say I'm sorry.
You seem really defensive about this, and it's hard to be under attack and not be defensive.
Yeah.
You do own the fact that you made the decision to do this.
Absolutely.
Were you glad to be caught so it would be over?
Yeah, I was glad. I wanted it to be over. I just wanted out.
Did you fess up to the police? Did you tell them the truth?
Yeah.
Because I looked at the police reports. Maybe you can clear some of this up for me. They said that you got specimens from the male half of couples, stated that she was impregnated, which is not true. Because one item located were medical reports that seemed to indicate that you had an operation where you were no longer able to have children.
I had a tubal reversal because me and my husband were going to try to have a baby at the time.
I see. And it said this would be intent to defraud. Yeah. At times, she seemed to be indifferent. They described you as being indifferent about the fraud that she had committed and said we were just making a big deal out of this.
I didn't realize how serious it was. I didn't realize the big picture of it.
That you just destroyed 2 people.
Yeah, it's just been a wonderful since then. I mean, life has been amazing.
Do you understand what you put me through? in
That
not
is
being
why I'm
able
here.
to have a baby?
Why do you think I'm here? Because I understand that it's a guilt that I still
You've
live with.
got 4 children. You can't possibly understand what it's like not to have children.
That doesn't mean...
You'll never know.
Stop telling me what I understand because I am here. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, there's something I want to be sure you understand, because there was a couple in New Zealand as well. And there's excerpts from her confession about this New Zealand couple. And you said, I found out I was pregnant, and then all of this stuff happened, and I lost the baby. That's what you told the police about the New Zealand couple.
Yep.
Okay? And you said, I was really trying to help them. I had a miscarriage, and I just didn't know what to do. That wasn't the truth.
Nope.
And I ask you, when you got caught, were you glad it was over you got caught?
That was before I got caught. They called me a couple months before that.
The police called you about this, and you lied to them.
Yeah, they called me just about the New Zealand couple, and I lied to them. I didn't know what to say.
So you know they're onto you,
Yeah.
and you're still working them.
Yes, I did. I'm saying I did.
Why?
Because I had a lot of pressure at the time to keep it up. And everybody kept telling me it was not a big deal. You're not going to go to jail. If you do, it's going to be a slap on the wrist.
And that's what you actually got, was a slap on the wrist.
It was not a slap on the wrist. I had my kids taken away for 9 months.
When they came in and ultimately did arrest you and seize computers and all, they found replies to 2 Craigslist ads on March 24th of 2010. Hi, I was wondering if you ever found a surrogate. Then they found a surrogacy contract with Leanne and James, names highlighted, signed by Audrey on April 16th. And then replies to 3 Craigslist ads on April 20th of 2010. I'm an experienced surrogate. I have a contract drawn up asking for $10,000 compensation, $2,500 paid, and then the rest paid monthly. April 20th. What was the day you met with her?
May 3rd.
Wow, you had yourself a good scam going there.
Let's take a break. We're going to find out the exact moment when Peter and Shania found out their dream to become parents was never going to happen. If Audrey wants to make things right, she needs to understand the impact on these people. We'll be right back.
Audrey said having children for other couples was more important than getting the money. That's not at all true with this woman. She's a lying thief and a backstabbing bitch.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil, the first victim of the Fogle sex scandal to speak out.
Russell would come into the bedroom.
When you were naked?
Yes. I did not know there were hidden cameras.
Only on Dr. Phil. That's tomorrow.
Peter said he had his suspicions about convicted scammer Audrey's pregnancy, but finally started feeling comfortable when he got the devastating news from police that Audrey, in fact, was not pregnant and had swindled them out of more than $5,000 in 5 months. How did you get the news, Peter? Who called you and told you, and what did they say?
The Astoria police called me at my work. They asked me if I knew Audrey. I said, well, yeah. She's carrying our surrogate child for us. And the officer on the other side said, no, she's not. She's not pregnant. There is no baby. She's been lying. It's a scam. She's doing it to another couple. I said, are you sure? Are you sure this is what's going on? The lady said, yeah, she's not pregnant. She's scamming. So I drove home, and she's sitting down. She goes, what's wrong? I said, Audrey's scamming us. She didn't want to believe it. And finally, I'm yelling at her. Finally, I grabbed her. I sat her down. I said, it's real. It's a scam. She scammed us. She started to cry. And she was breaking down. Her dreams of everything she wanted, of everything, were just yanked out of her heart, and I had to do it. And it wasn't fair to her, and it wasn't fair to me, and she caused it.
Did you come to grips with it finally in that moment? Did it hit you?
It took a while to hit me. I was devastated. I was hurt. My dream had been taken away. I was crushed because I loved that baby that never was there. For 5 months, I loved that baby. I grew to love that child that was going to be mine, that you were carrying. And after 5 months, I'm told there is no baby. For a long time, I went to counseling and had to grieve over the loss of losing that baby. And that is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. And I'm very angry at you for that.
Angry doesn't even begin to put a word on what I have for it.
Do you get that this was not just a financial thing?
Absolutely.
This wasn't just about the money?
Absolutely. Completely understand. I do feel guilty. It's something that I live with every day. I completely understand, and I feel like the worst person in the world for what I did, but I can't take it back.
And I hope you live with it the rest of your life.
In 1 minute, you seem remorseful. In the next minute, you don't seem remorseful at all.
I shouldn't be punished the rest of my life.
Do you need Dr. Phil's help? Text Phil to 88500 and share your story for a chance to appear on the show. Standard message and data rates may apply.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to drphil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. I've read what she has written to you, and it's very humbling to me to read what she's written to you. She said, "Hi, Audrey, I have grown such a connection to you after everything came out. There was a part that still cared. There is still some unresolved hurt and pain for the baby I lost and for the friend I lost. A connection I had with you and nobody else. There's a good reason that God reconnected us. I'm really happy for you, and I'm sorry for the dysfunctional life you had me go through." And, you know, she signed it, "Love, Shania." And I think she has compassion. If there's something you want them to know, then I want you to say it. Because in 1 minute, you seem remorseful. In the next minute, you don't seem remorseful at all. You seem combative.
Exactly.
And so I just want to give you, without interruption, I want to give you the opportunity to say whatever you want to say.
I just want to say that I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be combative, but I just want a chance. It's been 5 years. I shouldn't be punished the rest of my life. I really shouldn't. I'm trying to make it right. You really meant a lot to me. I really want you to forgive me. You were a friend to me. I want to get closure, and I want to move on, and I don't know how.
Part of me wants to believe you, Audrey, but there's part of me that doesn't believe you.
At this point, their ability or willingness to make you feel better is a gift that I don't think Peter has to give at this point.
No.
I think that Shania has been exceedingly generous of spirit in reaching out to you, and I think you should be very, very grateful for that. And The only person that really knows whether you are sorry for the choices that you made is you. I, for one, don't think you would make that choice today that you made back then. And the first person that needs to forgive you is yourself. You got to decide. I needed to set an example for my children. I need to forgive myself and be the best mother that I can. You can't fix them. They're going to have to do that themselves. Your willingness to come here today and face them goes a long way with me in terms of your genuineness in trying to make this right.
I really want to.
So I do appreciate that. I'm going to excuse Audrey at the break, and when we come back, I'm going to ask Areva Martin to join us. We're going to talk to Peter and Shania about how they can use this situation in their life to save heartbreak for another couple that might be coming down the line, because surrogacy is not a bad thing. It's just a delicate thing. We'll talk about that when we come back. Veterans Day is a time to remember those who unselfishly put their lives on the line to protect the freedom all Americans enjoy.
Honoring those contributions is the very foundation of Veterans Day. These men and women made sacrifices many of us cannot comprehend, and their efforts should be remembered.
Today, please take the time to thank every veteran you know and tell them how much you respect and appreciate their service. They have dedicated their lives to their country, and I feel they should be recognized for their commitment.
From all of us at the Dr. Phil Show, thank you.
Ready to get real? Go to drphil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episodes, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phil community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phil Show newsletter. Log on to drphil.com today. One of my favorite people of all is here, attorney and child advocate Areva Martin. I want to use this situation to try to save people from getting caught, because I have to say this was actually a reasonably prudent couple here compared to what a lot of folks do.
Yeah, I think so, Dr. Phil. The issue, though, you said surrogacy is delicate. It's also very complicated. And there were so many red flags in this case. And I know when you're vulnerable and you want a baby as badly as you do, you didn't see those flags. Or sometimes you said you saw them, but you ignore them. But first of all, that contract was so troubling to me as an attorney. And when I saw it, I was cringing. There were so many things in there that no one took any consideration of, like the medical care.
Well, let's look at this. Let's look at this, for example. Artificial insemination procedure shall be performed by a licensed and qualified physician. That didn't happen. Surrogate agrees to undergo and or have undergone psychological evaluation or testing. That didn't happen. Evaluation or testing shall be conducted prior to insemination procedure. Didn't happen. Surrogate agrees intended parents have the right to attend all doctor visits, including ultrasound. That didn't happen. Surrogates shall be paid a sum of money. Only thing they got right was the money. She got the money right, but nothing else in the contract that could have been helpful to y'all that was in the contract was not performed.
Get a lawyer involved, use an agency, and really know the person that you're selecting to carry your baby. It's one of the most important decisions you'll make.
We have to go here, but I have to say, because America, I know everyone in America is just sitting around right now going, oh my God. But I do need to share that while you've not been able to have a baby through surrogacy or otherwise, that you have made a terrific connection with a foster child that needs your love in a tremendous.
Yeah. And we're very blessed.
In a tremendous way, and I won't go into a lot of the history, but you talk about an angel on a shoulder. You're really there at a critical time in a child's life that really needs a lot of love that you've got pent up inside. And so just so people know all that love you've got to give, you found a really meaningful way to do that. So I just wanted to share that with you.
Congratulations. That's
fantastic.
I want to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to attorney Arita Martin. Log on to drphil.com, share your thoughts on our message boards. You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter using hashtag Dr. Phil, hashtag surrogacy scam. We will see you next time. Arita, thank you so much. Good man.